What is going on, everybody? This is your boy Juggernaut097 bringing you guys another Juggernaut retro review. And this is episode number 23 of Juggernaut Retro Reviews. And I am continuing with my Backlash pay-per-view reviews. Because, we got WrestleMania Backlash coming up here in May. So throughout the rest of the month of April and May, I'm going to be reviewing try to review every Backlash that happened in history. And we are reviewing Backlash 2000, which this show was held on April 30th, 2000 at the MCI Center in Washington, D.C. And the attendance for the show was about 19,000, and the buy rate was 650,000. Which I was doing some research online, and I was going which is the top Backlash pay-per-views of all times? And 2000 is one of the best ones. Which, it was a really solid show. It was a really solid show. It was at this is the height of the Attitude Era, and with not having some, big names, like not having The Undertaker on here, not having some of their, big, huge names on here. This was a great buy rate on this show. Great attendance. The Attitude Era, this was the peak of the Attitude Era right here. This was some amazing stuff that they were doing. And, this was just coming off of WrestleMania 2000, which that pay-per-view, 2000 is not one of my favorite pay-per-views, but WrestleMania 2000 is not one of my favorite pay-per-views, but this is probably one of the best shows from 2000, in my opinion. This is some really good stuff that they were doing here. But before we get started with this review, go follow me on all my social media platforms. Go follow me on Twitter at TheTrueJSB. Link will be down in the description. And if this is your first time ever checking out my channel, hit that subscribe button and smash that like button if you're enjoying what content I'm bringing you. But let's go ahead and get started with this review. So, the first match that kicks off the show is a tag team match for the WWF Tag Team Championships. We got Edge and Christian defending the titles against D-Generation X, X-Pac and Road Dogg, and Tori is in the corner with Tori is with D-Generation X. So this is the different D-Generation X. We had different reincarnations of D-Generation X, and this was X-Pac and Road Dogg here, which both teams were they got tremendous pops during this. Everybody on the show had great, everybody got cheered on the show, no matter if you were a heel or a face. I'm telling you, this time everybody was invested. People got invested in storylines during this time. Which this was some great stuff, and people popped for simple things. During this time of wrestling, they popped if somebody hit a simple back suplex. People would pop for that, which is crazy. And people would get pinned off of simple things. But no, this was a pretty good opener here. We saw some color in this match. We saw, I was kind of confused on which team was the heel team in this match. And, of course, Edge and Christian, they just got off of, being in that big TLC match at WrestleMania 16. That was the second TLC match, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because the first one happened at SummerSlam. Was it SummerSlam? No, the second one happened at SummerSlam. So, no, 16 was the first TLC match, and the second one was at SummerSlam that year. And then the third one, of course, was at WrestleMania. That one, the one that everybody talks about, the third TLC match, yeah. But no, this was a really good match here. We saw the ring bell get involved with when Edge hit, I think it was X-Pac. Or was it X-Pac? I can't remember. It was one of them. Hit X-Pac with the ring bell. And then had all blood. That's when he got all bloodied and stuff. But no, this was some really good stuff. Both these teams had really good chemistry in this match. Really, really fun opener. I mean, it wasn't like anything crazy, but it was a good opener, though. But yeah, Edge and Christian retained their tag team championships. And then the next match we had was a singles match for the light heavyweight championship. We had Dean Malenko defending the title against Scotty 2 Hotty. Man, this was a great match. I mean, for the amount of time this match got, which it was like 13 minutes, this was pretty good stuff. This was really good, and especially the finish of this match. Like, of course, Dean Malenko, he's the man of 1,000 holds. He can transition. He's a really good technical wrestler and stuff. He's a man of 1,000 holds. But Scotty 2 Hotty, he was over here also. Both these guys were over. Like I said, this whole... And I'm kind of going to go back to the Stone Cold podcast with Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho said, during the Attitude Era, everybody was over. You can either be like opener over, or the beginning of the show over, or you can be main event over. Which, like I said, during this time, people were invested in storylines. This wasn't like internet era, because the internet was around, but there wasn't so much spoilers going on during this time, which I think that's why some of this stuff worked, and people weren't reading spoilers online, and everybody's not trying to be like bookers back then. Like they weren't doing like really trying to insult our intelligence like Vince was like he is now. But no, this was a really good match here. Dean Malenko, he's, was working on Sky 2 Hotty's leg during this match a lot. Like I said, a really good technical wrestler, and Sky 2 Hotty, he was doing really good selling in this match. Everybody popped when he did the worm. I mean, it's one of the most simplest moves. But, doing the worm and, just doing like a chop. I mean, it's so simple. But the ending of this match, when Dean Malenko hit that DDT off the top rope, that was a really sick spot in the match. And if that would happen today, like that wouldn't, like say someone hit like a DDT off the top rope, like he did in this match, that probably would not have ended the match. Someone would probably kick out of that move. Like no joke. But like moves done back in this time were like so simple and people popped for it also, which is crazy. But yeah, this was a really good match. I enjoyed it. Probably the best match in my opinion. And then the next match we had was the Big Boss Man and Bull Buchanan versus the APA, Farouk and Bradshaw. This was kind of the weakest match of the night in my opinion. Kind of a slower pace. I'm really, the only thing I remember is like the ending of this match when Bull Buchanan hit the leg drop off the top rope, which that was a pretty cool spot. I didn't expect that way to end the match there. That move to end the match. I think he pinned Bradshaw. Yeah, he pinned Bradshaw to win the match. It was an alright match. There was really not much else to say about this match. It was just the weakest match of the night. And then next we had was a 6-pack hardcore match for the WWF Hardcore Championship. We had Crash Holly, the champion. We had Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, Hardcore Holly, Perry Saturn, and Taz. This was pretty fun stuff. I mean, of course, you know what you're going to get out of a hardcore match. You're going to get some crazy shenanigans. You're going to get some crazy stuff here. But no, this was pretty cool. Which I like the, kind of the promos before this. Like, they had a thing with Hardcore Holly and Crash. Say, hey, man, we should team up. And then Hardcore Holly goes like, no, we're not teaming up. And then it showed the Hardy Boys backstage go like, hey, you know what? No matter, even though we're going against each other tonight, we're still going to, work together and stuff, but, until the end, until someone tries to pin somebody and then they, start breaking up stuff. But no, they said that they will work together, which it's kind of unfortunate spot that the Hardy Boys were in. The Hardy Boys were in because after just getting done with the TLC match that they had at WrestleMania 16, they kind of got thrusted to the mid card position. But like I said, like teams around this time, like there were so many great tag teams. I mean, like I said, you had the Edge and Christian, you had the Hardy Boys, you had the Dudley Boys. You even had like TNA at this point, A-Train and Test. Yeah, who else? There was this like tag team wrestling was hot at this point for WWE. But no, on to this match. This match was pretty fun. Had some crazy spots in this match, which I like. During this time period, I love seeing like the stages, like the cool sets that they have. Because I was like, oh, back around this time, I was like, oh yeah, let's see, tune into this pay-per-view to see what kind of set they're gonna have. Which I like how they had like the swinging chain, or not the chain, the I don't even know what you call it now. The swinging, it's like a pendulum, not a pendulum. I can't think of it right now. It's like it's like a chain swinging back and forth. I thought that was cool set for Backlash. I always liked that set. But we had Matt Hardy climb on top of it and jump on to everybody in the match. That was a pretty cool spot. What else did we have? We had like a front suplex like that broke one of the parts on the stage or on the set. I think Perry Saturn's did like a front suplex on a Crash Holly. That was a cool spot. We had Jeff Hardy do like a swinging Hurricane Rana off like the chain thing, or I just can't remember what the thing is called now. I'm just gonna call it the chain, yeah. So we had Jeff Hardy do that. That was pretty dope spot. Just a lot of crazy shenanigans in this match. We even saw a ladder get involved. We saw some chains get involved, but Taz trying to choke people out. Saw some cords get involved, which it was pretty cool. I enjoyed this match. I mean, it's not like a crazy technical, 5-star mat classic, but it was a fun match here. But Crash Holly did end up retaining his title, just barely after, kind of sneaking up. I think he pinned. I think it was Taz who he pinned. Like he just like put his arm over Taz, and then 1, 2, 3 got the win. So, it's a fun hardcore match. Though. I enjoyed it. And then next we had was Big Show versus Kurt Angle. This is like another forgettable match, to be honest with you. And was the time when Big Show was like dressing up as like everybody, and this is when he came out as Hulk Hogan here. So he was trying to be like Hulk Hogan here. It's all right match. Big Show won the match. That's all I really remember from this match. It was all right. It was like only got 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Really wasn't much of a match, to be honest here. And then next we had was a tag team match. We had TNA, not the company TNA. We had Test and Albert with Trish Stratus versus the Dudley Boys, Bubba and Devon. Which, this was a time when Bubba was putting a whole bunch of women through the table. And at this time, he was so, kind of in love with Trish Stratus. And he was going to put Trish Stratus through the table. But, Trish Stratus was putting on, her good looks and stuff. The time when, back when the women were around in the early 2000s, how Jerry the King Lawler would just be drooling all over, going like, oh yeah, the puppies and stuff. This was basically that here, Trish Stratus being all sexual and stuff, going like, ooh yeah. And the commentary team go like, is she going to get the wood? Like this would not work in today's WWE, like in the current product right now. This would not work, especially with it being PG and all that. Which I'm surprised this hasn't got censored on Peacock. I'm really surprised. But no, this was a pretty good match here, and this was a pretty good match. But Test and Albert did end up getting the victory. But basically, the payoff for this match was after the match, when it looked like that Trish Stratus, she was kind of gonna get away clean, because Bubba and Trish, they started kissing, and then it looks like, she's just going to get away. And then Bubba goes like, no, pulls her by the hair. Which, that's something that we would not see in WWE today. Because, showing like, abusing women and all of that. So, I see why WWE, they don't do all these like intergender wrestling anymore. But no, Bubba dragged her all the way over to the corner. Sat up a table. And then did a Bubba bomb through the table to put her through the table. And I heard that back at this time, she did not want to take the bumps off. She wouldn't take this hard. She wanted to everybody to respect her, like that she could take bumps, which she did. She took the bump pretty good. But like I said, we would not see this in today's WWE because all the, women violence, chivalry is dead here, guys. Chivalry is dead. But no, this was a, fine match. Trish Stratus, she was looking fine as hell in this match. I mean, the cameras were pointed on Trish Stratus a lot in this match, which, she was one of the main focal points in this match. But no, I like the stuff that they were doing here. And especially when Trish took that bump through the table. It was nice. But yeah, fine match. And then the next match we had was a singles match for the WWF European Championship. We had Eddie Guerrero with China defend the title against Rossi. No, S.A. Rossi. This was an alright match here. I mean, I never saw S.A. that much. The camera was on China a lot during this match. Also, this was a really good match. I mean, for the amount of time that I got. There was a really cool spot that S.A. did in this match where he did like a springboard moonsault on the outside and like kind of like landed on the table. That was a really cool spot in this match. But, really high flying stuff from S.A. in this match. And also S.A. was with Lita. Lita was in the corner of him. And we even saw Lita and China kind of get, they kind of brawled and stuff. But Eddie Guerrero did end up retaining the title. It was an alright match. And then after the match, we saw Lita and China. They start brawling and stuff. And then China gets her dress ripped off of her. And of course, under her dress, she had on, a bra and panties and stuff. Which, like I said, around this time period, it was all about, the puppies and, seeing women naked and all that. How they did, didn't really, not that they didn't respect women, but how they didn't really care much for the women's wrestling at that point. And, of course, Jerry Lawler going like, oh, yeah, let's see the puppies and all that. Yeah, but it was fine what they were doing here. And Eddie Guerrero, he was like, oh, yeah. And it kind of looked like a little, their get-up was like a prom thing or whatever, because Eddie was wrestling in like a tuxedo. But it was an alright match here. Not too bad. And Eddie Guerrero, he always works great in all of his matches against basically anybody. But yeah, this was a decent match here. And then next match we had was Chris Benoit defending the Intercontinental Championship against Chris Jericho. Both these guys work really, really well together. I really enjoyed this. I didn't really enjoy the ending of the match, though, to be honest. It was Chris Benoit, he retained by disqualification. I mean, both these guys, very technical guys in the ring. They know, how to work very good in the ring.
But when I think it was Jericho or no Benoit, he brought the title into the ring. I go like, okay, yeah, I know they're gonna throw this match out. But when Benoit went for the flying headbutt off the top rope, and Jericho held the title up, and then the referee called it, I go like, damn it! I go like, no, come on, referee, come on, Tim White, why'd you have to throw it out like that? But no, this was a good match. I just don't like the ending of the match. Like I said, both guys work really well together. Really well together. Very technical guys. Great match here, though. Oh, man. I'm getting a lot of calls here. Sorry about that. And then the next match we had was the WWF Championship on the line. And we had Shane McMahon as the special guest referee. So The Rock defended the title against Triple H defended the title against Stephen. I cannot talk right now. Triple H defended the title against The Rock. And Triple H had Mr. McMahon, Stephanie McMahon in the corner. This was a really good match, and this was the infamous return of Stone Cold Steve Austin. This is when he came out hitting everybody with the steel chairs, hitting Pat Patterson with the steel chair, hitting who was it? Pat Patterson, Gerald Briscoe with the steel chair. My mind's blanking right now, but yeah, hitting all those guys with steel chairs. And when Stone Cold returned, man, that arena popped. I mean, that whole crowd went nuts when Stone Cold returned. I mean, The Rock was over, but Stone Cold was even more over. And this was a pretty good match. And, I thought that they should have gave The Rock the title at WrestleMania 16. But I understand, to keep, have the heel as the champion still and have the babyface do the chase for the title. I understand that. But, it was nice to see The Rock win the title here. Defeat Triple H. A really classic match. If you have not checked this match out, please, go on the Peacock, go on the WWE Network, or if you have the DVD of it, go check it out. Great match. I love that spot when The Rock did the rock bottom to Triple H and Shane through the table. That was a really nice spot. And I love when everybody popped for the people's elbow. That's nice. And I mean, like I said, during this time, everybody was just so invested into everything that was going on. And this was some really good stuff during this. And I swear, Gerald Briscoe and Pat Patterson, they're dead right now. Like, they're dead. When they took that steel chair shot to the head, I'm like, oh my God, like, I see why people don't take steel chair shots like that anymore. Like, it was just nuts how that match was. And then, of course, after the match, when The Rock won the title, Stone Cold and The Rock, they, drank a beer, drank some brewskis. And then Stone Cold brought in the blown up DX bus that they had. And that's how the show went off the air. So this was really good stuff here. Really good show. It's probably the best Backlash that I have watched. And awesome stuff. And I'm almost done with the 2001 show. So I'm going to be reviewing 2001 here. Probably on Tuesday. So stay tuned for that. But yeah. That was my Backlash 2000 review. Like I said, if this was your first time ever checking out one of my videos, please smash that subscribe button. That really helped me out a whole lot. And this is your boy Juggernaut saying peace out, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.